friends. That sounds stupid. I really want to feel like they're rooting you on, you know? It can be a little stressful when you don't feel that support. I really have been in a kind of a rough place lately. Just not feeling fulfilled in different areas, knowing that I could do better. Just, it can be very soul crushing, you know? And so a week goes by and I haven't heard anything, and I talked. Please, I would love for you to subscribe. Just Good morning and welcome to our channel. So I just finished up an interview through Zoom with our labor and delivery department. I currently am a registered nurse and I work a postpartum unit, and just had a Zoom call hoping for a transfer. Gosh, do you just get so sick to your stomach when you do interviews? I don't know what it is, but it just, some of those questions, especially if you've done nursing interviews, you know, some of those questions are very difficult to come up with an answer like on the spot, and they're like multifaceted, which whenever I did my postpartum interview, both with the manager at the time and with the peer interview, I felt way more confident. And I don't know if working with these ladies kind of played a part in just feeling that extra level of anxiety. Oh, I feel so sick. But if you would like to see some information or see a video about different things of postpartum, or if you think that learning something about labor and delivery would be beneficial, if you would just comment and let me know what all you would want to learn or what I could share with you. Stay tuned. Hopefully I'll find out if I get the job to transfer. Hi friends. So, okay, that's still too high pitched. Bring it down deep, right? Hi friends, it's Brooke. I am currently driving to go and pick up some groceries and Target pickup. So I think that the last bit of footage that I actually recorded was an interview that I was doing. And a little backstory, I am a nurse. I think I've said that in other videos. I've been a nurse for about 5 years, and I am also from Charleston, South Carolina. About 2 years ago, my husband decided that he no longer wanted to do the more engineering stuff that they have to offer in Charleston, and decided that he wanted to pursue a career in tech. That's when we decided to relocate. Now, we relocate, and my passion for so long was, especially when I had my own children, was moms and babies, right? I wanted to be a labor and delivery nurse. It's difficult whenever you are either a new grad or you have too much experience to get into a higher acuity position like a labor and delivery nurse, an ER nurse, an ICU nurse. Now they do a lot of new grad cohorts now, which is really cool. So new grads are able to get into a lot of these units that are higher level of care because you go through extra education, okay? It's just like being back in nursing school. So it's great. But when I came out here, usually you have to have like within less than a year of nursing experience or a new grad to go into those cohorts. So I didn't quite fit the mold for either of those. So it's just really difficult to get into labor and delivery. So I applied and I got this postpartum job, and I do love it. I do love the people I work with. I love the patient population. It's hard to explain, but a lot of times when you go maybe from something that is more acute, something that requires a whole lot of critical thinking, and please don't think I'm saying that there's not critical thinking or postpartum. There is, okay? Especially if you are in the inner city, you will see a lot more sick patients. So they'll have those different disease processes as a postpartum mom. So there is critical thinking. I don't want to say that there's not. But I was still trying to put in my time. I made it very clear from the very beginning. My intention was to transfer over to labor and delivery, you know, after getting some experience in postpartum. And so that was in the very first interview I ever had at my yearly evals. That was my goal. So this year, it was the end of last year, I finally started putting my feelers out, and I emailed our director and eventually emailed the manager of labor and delivery. And quite honestly, that process process was a little frustrating because you want to feel like they care. You want to feel like you have room to grow. You want to feel like they want you to move on and grow and try to contribute to maybe the other side of your, you know, because it's all together. Women's services are all together. So you really want to feel like they're rooting you on, you know? You want to feel like, yeah, like they're excited because, you know, you want to stay within your hospital system. You want to stay within your unit. You know, you want to transition and go just to the next level. For the interviewing process with the manager was great because, you know, you can easily talk to them. They explain the job position and they ask, you know, if you're interested, would this be something that you know, is this still what you want to do? Is this still what you're thinking? And of course, yeah, coming from a more critical care setting and then going to a less critical setting, you really lose a lot of your skill. To come and really lose all those skills, it's another driving force for wanting to go back and do all of those things again. I don't really know if I'm explaining it very well. Ironically, this is pretty much how my peer interview went, but anyway, so whatever. Let's scoot on to my peer interview, which was literally the worst interview I have ever done, ever, I think. Worse than any interview I have ever done. And so I will 1,000,000% own that, okay? I have no fantasies about, I did so great, okay? I don't know what it was. My interview coming out here to Austin was, obviously it was on the phone, and this was kind of the same way, like on Zoom or FaceTime or whatever, set up as well, but there was a 40-minute time crunch. I don't know if it's a lot of like you're trying to maybe impress people that you want to work with and it makes it a little more uncomfortable, or just not really prepared. And I, you know, obviously I've done a couple of these style interviews and I hate them. I really do, because to me, if you're gonna work with me, I would love to give you the questions ahead of time so you can prepare really thoughtful responses. And I don't know if the theory is that we want someone to think on their feet, but when we're talking about memories and we're talking in specifics, it is just not always conducive to a really, really good, thoughtful interview. If it was set up the way that it was with the manager, where you can explain certain things and I can tell you what I can offer you. Trying to recollect specific memories in rapid fire is just not always the best. I know that, like, I had a lot of nerves, a lot of anxiety. I have really, in general, overall, and I really want to talk more about this soon, I really have been in a kind of a rough place, knowing that I'm not 100% happy with where I'm at with my career. This horrific, I don't even think that that could fully describe it. I got off the phone of that interview just being so defeated, feeling like such an idiot, really got off the phone very defeated. But in the back of my head, I guess I still had a glimmer of hope, because I have so many great allies that I work with that are in labor and delivery and really rooted for me and gave me so much positivity, made me feel so much better when I was really beating myself up. And so I'm so grateful for that, because it was just, you know, whenever you just know you didn't do your best, you know that you didn't do it, you didn't do what you know you can do. You didn't say the things that you wanted to say. As soon as you hang up the phone or get out of your interview, you're like, crap, like I could have totally like used this example and this would have been like a beautiful, like really good answer. And so anyway, a week goes by, so really I haven't even picked up the camera since then, and I think a lot of it did have to do with that. It can be very soul crushing. I talked to a couple of the girls in labor and delivery and they were like, don't worry, it's fine, you know, you did fine, because they're positive and they're just trying to calm my nerves down, because, you know, I have a lot of anxiety in general. And funny enough, actually, whenever I was doing the interview, if you have an Apple Watch, you know, if like you have any kind of irregular rhythms, or if you get very tachycardic for no reason, like you're not obviously doing anything physically active, it will alert you. And I got 2 alerts that my heart rate was over 120 while at rest. And so that's not good. That was me having a full-blown panic attack twice. And so anyway, so I get a call, or I got a message yesterday, and it was the manager, and she's like, do you mind if I call you about the job? And so immediately I already know, like, that's not good. She was just basically like, you know, they interviewed another girl yesterday, and we feel like maybe she could just offer a little bit more to the unit, okay? And that to me is so upsetting. Not getting the job is one thing, especially if the nurse that had labor and delivery experience or something else, but she basically said that we were pretty evenly qualified, but she could offer more. And I can't tell you, originally I was okay, like, you know, it's just a job, it's fine, not the end of the world. The good thing about nursing is there's literally so many jobs. I don't ever want to do an interview again immediately after you totally bombed this one. It was just very upsetting, very heartbreaking to feel like just didn't have that support. You really, like, most people will say they like to hire within their system. They like to hire within their, like, unit, right? And so I keep playing in my head what could have gone wrong, and I have my suspicions that have played into this. I don't really know, and I honestly just can't keep thinking about it. I've been thinking about it nonstop, and it's kind of starting to drive me crazy. But long story short, I did not get the job. And conversation, the more I reflect on it from the manager, the more that I'm very hurt and very disappointed in my unit, because I think I could have given the worst interview, but having people recommend me that physically work with me, that know my work ethic, still kind of outweigh a really shitty interview. And so I'm trying not to beat myself up. Clearly there's a reason that it didn't happen, and I will understand that at some point. But I would love to know if you have been in kind of a similar situation where you're just feeling in a work environment that maybe you're not able to grow in, that you're feeling a little disappointed in, or just in general, if you're in a place where you're just dealing with a really tough time, dealing with disappointment, and just trying to figure out how to be positive, and it's just not working. How are you feeling right now? I am trying to figure that out for myself, trying to figure out what is next. I think that that's a part of kind of, and I don't want to generalize, but I feel like that's kind of a part of the American society anyway. It's like we're looking for what's next. What do we do next? Like, you know, at what point are we satisfied with where we are in life? You know, is that something that happens one day? Because I don't know. I've been searching for my end goal. I don't know if that's a thing. That's probably not a good thing to have, right? Like, maybe it's a really good thing that you are always searching for the next thing, the next best thing, the next thing that's gonna fulfill you. And so anyway, I've rambled on for I don't even know how long. If you stayed for this whole thing, thank you. But yeah, that's just kind of how I'm feeling. I'm in a funk. I didn't get the job that I wanted, and so now I'm just trying to figure out what is next, and it's hard feeling down and not getting something that you really set your heart on, you know? And so anyway, I'm just here to let you know that I'm here for you. I'm here to listen. I would love your advice. How can I just get it together, you know? I need the answer, somebody. Anyway, I'm gonna stop rambling now. I'm here at Target to pick up the second part of my delivery. Please, I would love for you to subscribe. Just I would love for you to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you want to keep seeing me listening to my like hour-long rambles about life. Anyway, thank you for listening. No, I'm thinking about you. If you're having a hard time, we got this. We can do it. We can do hard things. We can suck it up and get over it, right? Like, there'll be another job. That's okay. Hopefully nearing the end of COVID, we're gonna go back to normal life, right? Whatever normal is. And so I'm gonna keep trying to hang on to the positive, but just know I'm not always positive. I'm not always happy, and I'm really trying to figure out how to make myself more happy and how to really get out of this space that I'm in. So I feel like I repeated that like 12 times maybe. I don't know. I guess I'll see you later.